Okay, it's week 4 of fall anime. The shows do continue. A lot of action scenes are popping off, getting heated. So Frieren, she's killing all these demons. She's like making some plans up. Jujutsu Kaisen, another like continuously amazing fight. Although, yeah, this episode is a bit tragic because you can really feel the rush right now. This episode I saw was like extremely divisive. Also, a lot of cool action scenes from Goblin Slayer, Shy, Ragna Crimson, and good story progressions as well. Apothecary Diaries continues to be impressive. I really love Maomao and her story. Undead Unluck is so cool and unique. I have no idea what's gonna happen, but each episode is very entertaining. And Spy Family also continues to be like a solid slice of life. The story continues. It seems like we're reaching a new arc soon. I'll kind of talk about Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episode 14 first, because I like this anime. I have a lot to say, but yeah, this episode was rough. Like I said before, the story and the music definitely carried, but the animation felt very unfinished. It was slow at times. There was definitely missing frames. Some of the animation actually looked like a PowerPoint presentation. And there were also some cut scenes. Like the director even says like he's sorry for like cutting the scenes, but that's how he had to like pace the episode. And there's also like unimpactful hits, inconsistent character arc. There's a lot of nitpicks, but everyone's like watching it right now. And it's kind of impressive. Like the amount of quality they put out on this episode, even with all the flaws, is still very insane. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of predictable as well because last episode, episode 13, you can tell they put all their resources into that. So yeah, I mean, everyone knows, yeah, map is bad, don't blame the animators, but like it was still insane amount of skill they had to kind of like pull this episode out. So yeah, basically there's like 2 fights here, 2 domain expansion. First one is the smallpox demon, which we saw earlier. Mei's fighting him. My girl, she's hot as fuck, surviving this like kind of guaranteed hit where she's forced into a coffin. A boulder kind of buries her underneath the ground, and if she stays there for a 3-second count, then she gets smallpox and instantly dies. So yeah, I guess if you have vaccines, you're fine, but maybe not. So Mei's like breaking out of the coffin, but she can't really stand too many attacks, or else she's just gonna get overwhelmed by disease. So she's like, yeah, we gotta kill him quickly. She uses one of the crows to test out the smallpox demon's power. So basically targets any person with the most cursed energy. So Mei basically baits her brother Wee Wee, so he charges up all his energy. He can also do simple domain, so he's kind of safe in this guaranteed hit. But if the boulder attacks him, then he's just gonna die from like the crushing force of that. In less than a second, Mei closes the distance, cuts the cursed spirit's hands off, and now she's in charge of the fight. So she's beating him up, and then he kind of disappears. Mei kind of tracks him down. So basically there's some good lore here where if you make a binding vow, that's the strongest way to increase your power. So if she forces these crows to make binding vows, then their cursed energy kind of like increases exponentially, and then they destroy whatever they come in contact with. So she kind of kills the smallpox curse with the bird strike, and then they kind of tell us that no human has survived the bird strike besides Gojo Satoru. That's kind of like a oncoming pattern coming up where literally every feat of strength, Gojo is number 1, but you can be number 2. So basically Mei beats him. Very well animated this scene. Mei kind of escapes, and then she's facing off against Geto now, the final boss. So we'll see how that goes. After that, the opening plays, and then we see the second part of the episode. Nanami, Maki, and Naobito. So they're kind of teaming up, going deeper into the Shibuya train station. And then they find Dagon. He's like this like little baby octopus curse. So Naobito kind of blitzes him easily. This dude's like super fast. It has to do with his technique, which is related to frames per second. So he basically freezes anyone he touches. He's kind of punching this octopus curse. But then he kind of like wakes up because he's like a cursed boom, and then the real like special grade octopus comes in. So his name is Dagon. Kind of like this red Cthulhu looking motherfucker. He has like this big water ball with him, and then yeah, he just has like water attacks. But thing is, Naobito is so fast that Dagon can't really do anything. Naobito's like blitzing him, punching him. We see his like curse technique explained, which is projection sorcery. So he kind of like plans out his movements in advance, so that's why he can just like move faster than anyone. And then he has to move in 24 frames a second, basically. And anyone he touches also has to move in 24 frames per second, which is kind of like, yeah, how do you do that? How do you like make 24 frames? So basically anyone he touches gets frozen if they don't follow the rule. So yeah, he keeps freezing Dagon, blitzing him, dodging all his punches. So then as Naobito kind of beats him up, Dagon has like a bit of time to do his domain expansion. God damn, bro. He summons the beach. Horizon of the captivating Skanda. So yeah, this beach was like kind of crazy because like, I love the music here as well when like Dagon was attacking. But yeah, basically the contrast in the scene was like increased like 100%. The colors were like very trippy, and yeah, we're just like in some nice beach episode. But then Dagon does his Death Smore swarm. That's the kind of guaranteed attack where fish just like pop up on your body. They don't even travel, they just like spawn on top of your body and eat you instantly. So Maki's kind of just like doing her own thing because she's not strong enough, I guess, so Dagon's ignoring her. But yeah, Nanami gets eaten. Now Bito, he has like this simple domain with him, this anti-domain technique, but then he just gets overwhelmed as well. And then Maki kind of fights back, and then Megumi comes in to save everyone. He does his own domain expansion. So it's like domain versus domain, the guaranteed hit is nullified. This is literally insane. I love like how this fight escalated so much. All these characters are coming in just to fight one spirit. And this guy's not even like one of the main villains at all. So imagine how strong the other people are. So basically Megumi's trying so hard to control his domain. We see Maki kind of swing her playful cloud at Dagon. But then yeah, Nanami also comes through. He's a bit injured, but he's like leapfrogs up, slices some of the fish doing his ratio technique. It was like kind of insane. I love Nanami here. I loved everyone here as well. Nabito's like pretty badass. He kind of like stomps some of the fishes. He lost his right arm, which is pretty rough, but he's still like out here fighting. So yeah, they're all teaming up on Dagon, but then yeah, Megumi has a plan because his domain, he can't really maintain it for that long. So he's making like an exit hole in the domain. So everyone can like jump in last second. So yeah, that's a good plan. As everyone's kind of running into Megumi's hole, someone comes out of the hole. Yes, this is the scene. This shit was insane. I know, like, there was no narration. Like, fuck you're gonna do about it, bro. Wait next week. This was a preview, but yeah, in the hole, Toji just comes in. The frame was upside down. He's smiling. He's happy. He's gonna do something. We don't know, but the episode ends there. So yeah, this story is literally insane. I love this episode so much. I'm kind of biased because this arc in the manga, this fight with Dagon, it was one of my favorites in Shibuya, mainly because it was the first time we see like a domain, like a guaranteed hit. Like the other previous domain hits was Sukina's Malevolent Shrine and Gojo's Infinite Void, which kind of don't count, but this one is something you can actually fight against, so I really loved it in the manga. And yeah, like the anime didn't really do it justice, but they like did as best as they can. Like we sadly can't get the perfect adaptation, but like I still like appreciate the effort put in this episode. Probably gonna be even more insane because Toji, bro, fan favorite character, and he got introduced in the beginning of season 2. I wonder what he's gonna do here with his Edo Tensei ass body. But yeah, this was one hell of a beach episode with Toji to kind of like give us the fan service. Also after that, we got the Apothecary Diaries episode 4. Really loving this anime. I just love how Maomao, our main character, is kind of solving things. He's basically a doctor right now, and then everyone respects her. Even the Emperor kind of like asks for her help, which is kind of crazy. We see the Emperor just like asking Maomao for a favor because Maomao like made a name for herself. And a doctor in this concubine village is kind of useless. So he wants to cure Lifa-sama, who is basically like the blue-haired girl whose son died. So yeah, she's still like kind of sick from the poison and she hasn't recovered yet. The Emperor asks Maomao to kind of like take care of her. Kind of like a serious request, and Maomao, like if she fails or refuses, she might get beheaded. So she's also kind of shook. And it's kind of crazy to just see the Emperor out here. Like I thought he was like some legendary character, like leader of the whole world, fucking like thousands of girls daily. But no, he's just like some random dude wearing like a funny emperor hat. But yeah, basically the problem with Maomao going into Lifa-sama's, all the ladies in waiting, all the other servants are basically bullying her because she's from like the rival family. They think she's just gonna like do something bad. So she can't even feed Lifa. She can't like take care of her or look at her. She just gets kicked out all the time. So the hot eunuch dude comes in, tries to help her out. And yeah, Maomao actually gets to feed her. So yeah, she makes some like easily digestible food, like basically liquids. So the problem is, there's a lot of problems. The first one, we see the servants were feeding her kind of rich foods that she just couldn't swallow, like they were like full of fat and oil. Second one is that they want to make her beautiful, so they keep using the banned poisoned white makeup on her like dying body. And Maomao sees this, she's so mad because like it's literally so easy. This substance is banned. You're keeping some of it under the table just to like for no reason to make her look pretty, and she's dying. She slaps the maid, like the head servant, and kind of drags her by the hair and dumps the rest of the white powder on her face. It was so savage. I'm like, bro, like the slap was enough. But yeah, Maomao's kind of like commanding respect right now, making these girls kind of like know what to do. And it's kind of like coming from a good place though, because she wants to save Lifa's life, but she can't with all these like dumb people around her. We see Lifa gradually waking up, getting more energy, and Maomao does other stuff to kind of like help out. She's so tired and exhausted. She kind of designs like this steam bath for her as well, and it basically like helps her kind of air out her body, sweat it out. And yeah, basically after I think 2 months, Leafa is finally able to walk by herself. She's like kind of cured now. So I mean, I'm so happy, bro. Maomao saved her life, like doing everything very serious. All these other people around her, she's teaching them don't be stupid. And then yeah, the servant got punished, the one that like put the makeup on. But yeah, after that it's all good. Everyone kind of forgives each other. And then yeah, Maomao's super tired, but then Leafa kind of like respects her now. Also, after it's Maomao's last day, she's about to leave back to the other house. Leafa kind of asks her, "Oh, would I ever be able to have babies again?" And then Maomao's like, "Okay, why don't you try?" But then yeah, Leafa's kind of insecure because after like she got sick and everything, like would the Emperor still love her? And then she kind of teaches her some techniques with her titties. She's like, "You can do the Paizuri trick," basically. So yeah, I thought that was funny as well. And then yeah, anime continues. Really like it. I think we get a preview of the next episode. We're just gonna be like some curse. So yeah, even when there's supernatural shit here, Maomao's like out here kind of like healing people, doing detective work. So she'll probably get to the bottom of it. We got Frieren Beyond Journey's End, episode 8. So yes, this episode was called Frieren the Slayer. So yeah, she's slaying demons out here. First one is this dude with the magical wire. His name is Drat, and yeah, he's just out here to kill Frieren. Bro, this guy literally got no diff, so he kind of like choked Frieren with the wire. She kind of uses magic to protect her body from being choked, and then she just instantly uses wind magic. No staff, no nothing, just swings her arm, cuts this dude, slices him with wind magic, slices his head off, he just instantly dissolves. It's pretty funny. Thing is, like, he kind of beheaded the guard, so Frieren is kind of like hiding from everyone, because this looks really bad on her. It's like she kind of escaped from prison. But yeah, basically Frieren destroyed Drat, and now, yeah, the demons are kind of, their whole plan is revealed now. So it's kind of rough for the city. Frieren decides that she has to do something, so she kind of meets up with Sturk and Fern, and then she kind of devises a plan. So they two attack the demons, like the peacekeeping demons in the city, and Frieren deals with Aura and all her forces outside of the city. It's kind of insane, but it shows you the scope of everything. Frieren can basically solo this demon army, but then Sturk and Fern are super shook on fighting these other demons. So basically the leader of the city, he gets captured by the demons, and they're basically like kind of forcing him to dispel the demonic barrier. We saw that Flamme actually made the barrier 1,000 years ago to ward off the demons. We see Sturk kind of like facing his fears, so he kind of uses his axe on the head demon, but like the demon has like blood powers. They kind of like overwhelm Sturk with the blood, but then Fern just like drops in. She was like suppressing her magic, waiting for an opportunity, and she kind of blasts the demon with the Zoltrak magic. So it's kind of like advanced magic by humans. This demon cannot believe it because like it's able to like kind of destroy them. So then anyway, he kind of like heals himself, but then Sturk and Fern run away with the leader of the town. And then after that, we see Frieren outside of the city fighting with Aura, kind of facing off with her. Aura's probably like no pushover, but yeah, we just gotta see. Frieren got over 1,000 years of knowledge in her. She does not look like she can be fucked with at all in this series. Okay, so for Shy episode 4, I love this episode because it was like a fight between Shy and Stardust, and it went exactly how you expect. Stardust, a hardened hero who literally has like no emotions. He's apathetic. So he's kind of like the polar opposite of Shy, and he's literally beating her up. And then Shy has to get one hit on his face, and she wins, or else she has to quit being a hero. So this dude's literally punching, kicking Shy while she's down. It's kind of crazy, because like this little girl's getting beaten up by this like grown-ass man. And I loved it so much, because like everyone's giving Shy like tough love. Literally like you're a hero, so you have to like kind of control your emotions. You have to get stronger, or else you're gonna die. So we see Stardust, he's like Walmart brand Gojo, where like he controls everything around him with his power, his hatred. So literally everything around him gets deflected. Shy can't hit him with. So then Shy, she kind of like hears voices in her head of the people she saves, and the main one's from Koishikawa, her BFF. So Shy kind of awakens her power. It's like fire based, and she can like literally like punch fire, throw fire at people. This kind of catches Stardust off guard, and Shy also tells him that like you do have a heart. You actually care about me. It's just that you're like hiding it with this like kind of apathetic nature. So then Stardust is mad now. He was testing her, but now he's like going ham. But we see his backstory where like, you know, people call him emotionless when he was a kid, but then one of his childhood friends convinces him that like you're actually reacting to them, you're getting mad, so you actually do have emotions, you do have a heart. So if you really want people to see that side of you, maybe become a hero and save everyone. So basically this guy's becoming a hero to prove the haters wrong. Anyway, Shy was right though. This guy is like a nice guy, just like very, you know, tough love based. And then we see Shy's like super emotional, but her power, she punches him in the face with like a fire fist. barely scratches him, but yeah, she kind of like transforms back into human form because she's like super injured, gets knocked out, but she did win. That was cool. This was like a tough fight, but I loved how Shy, she got her power unlocked, but it's kind of like a fire punch. And then now, she's really emotional. She likes to see the good of everyone. She's a bit naive, but like her positive attitude. Stardust says, yeah, we might need that to save the world. So yeah, Shy gets saved, and now she can continue to be a hero. We see some more heroes also. So there's like Lady Black, who's like the Switzerland hero. She's kind of like a nurse that likes to heal people. But yeah, I love how like everyone is like giving Shy a hard time. Shy does accept it because she knows that she has to grow. It's just she can't really control that she's like, very emotional, very shy. But basically she's doing things, getting stronger. She finally unlocks her power. So I love the progression in this anime, just like very cute, wholesome, but also makes you feel for the characters. Alright, so for Undead Unluck episode 4, bro, this anime is so crazy. Like every episode just like makes my jaw drop. Like, how fun the story is. It's like very cool. So it's Gina versus Andy and Fuko. So Gina's power, she can kind of elevate things, make force fields inside of people, and also have like a invincible shield around her. So she's also Walmart brand Gojo because you literally can't hit her because her barrier just like protects her from everything. Andy's just like shooting her with blood, bullets, everything, can't penetrate it at all, can't slice her. We see like her power has a rule, it's related to change, so it's called unchange. So she kind of like sees changes in like the air, and basically that's where her power kind of like tracks things. But then Andy sees that like if he sprays blood at her like barriers, he can see like the direction and trajectory. And it's basically like a bunch of arms. She's summoning a bunch of invisible arms. So Andy's able to dodge them, and he's trying to like figure out a weakness in her power. So it's kind of fun seeing them fly around. We also see Gina, she kind of like didn't like working for like the Union, but she saw like when she captured Andy, like he wasn't bitter. He was like, okay, good job. I lost the fight, but we can fight next time. But then she sees that Fuko is hawking him herself, and then Fuko actually rubs her like kind of shirtless body on Andy's back to like gain like a shit ton of bad luck. So after all of that happens, we see them fighting like through the ocean, like on top of the lake. I'm flying in the air, and then finally after like all this crazy shit happens, Andy sees that Gina has like a hole in her barrier, like a tiny hole. So Fuko is actually able to slice it open and then cut Andy's head off and throw his head into the hole of the barrier. And this Andy has been touching Fuka's boobs like this whole fight. So there's a big ass wave of unluckiness right now. So yeah, Gina is holding Andy in her barrier and she can't really move. And then the feat of unluckiness is like there's like this UFO like on top of them. It was kind of camouflaged. And it kind of fires this like quantum beam at them. So it looks like Gina just got like super cancer, so it's like dying. So yeah, rest in peace to her. We see Fuko, she's like a bit sad. She's like, no, don't die. Why'd it gotta be like this? Like, bitch, come on. They're literally out for your lives. Now there's 2 seats open for you and Andy. So I guess they can join the Union. It might not be that easy because like what, do you just walk in, you're like, oh yeah, we killed your other 2 people, let us in, hire us. Like, I don't know. But yeah, it was a fun episode. We saw each character kind of work around each other's powers. We also see Andy kind of hugging Gina in her last moments. So I guess that was kind of sad. I didn't really care too much because I expected like she had to die. So rip Bozo to Gina, and yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen next time. Alright, so for the Eminence and Shadow Season 2 Episode 4, kind of a sick episode. So this is like a new arc right now. We finished the kind of underground city stuff. This episode, like, or this anime in general, I kind of, you can see how repetitive it is though. Each arc, Shadow just like does something, becomes overpowered. Literally no stakes in this anime, and you can expect how each arc is gonna go. Well, I mean, they do like twist some stuff. They make it kind of crazy, and they introduce a lot of waifus. Anyway, though, I'm still watching it. So basically this episode, we kind of learned more about Shadow Garden. They're kind of running their own bank. We saw like they had their own department store, and now they're like printing paper money. And they got all these ideas from Shadow's like teachings when they were younger about his like old past. Shadow kind of realizes that the currency is a little weird because he can like kind of counterfeit the money. Oh yeah, also Shadow's new alias. Apparently this was a big deal. He is John Smith now. So I guess this is his like kind of negotiating business outfit. Basically he's negotiating with the white-haired fox lady about counterfeiting money. This conversation was so funny. It was just like one big misunderstanding. Also, we see Delta. She's kind of like the naked fox lady. Like, she kind of like meets up with Shadow in the city. And then her and Shadow kind of like do like a mission together. She actually murders her brother. It's kind of funny. And then she kind of like asks Shadow to like be the leader of her pack. But then like to do that, he has to kill her dad. So, yeah, that's whatever. We see there might be a big villain being set up, so he's kind of, like, against Shadow's organization, like, running everything. So he kind of wants to break up their company, but it's just, like, too big and strong. And then, yeah, I guess he's part of the Cult of Diablos, too, so I guess we'll see what's gonna happen. But, yeah, new arc coming in. Alright, so for Spy Family, Season 2, Episode 4, funny episode, a lot of, like, cool shorts. Go over this episode quickly. But yeah, we see Anya, Becky, Damien, everyone, they're on the hunt for this legendary macaroon. It's one of these schools like big ass legends. So yeah, they all kind of like fight over the macaroon. But then we see George, he got the last order of it. And there's only 5 macaroons, so he's like, I'll give you 4. So then they're all fighting over 4 because there's 5 of them. So they all play Old Maid, kind of like, get the cards and don't get the Joker. And basically Anya, since she can read minds, like it's too easy for her. But then she kind of feels bad. She doesn't want to reveal her secret, so she kind of like plays again, but like sandbags. And she has no poker face. So when Damien's about to take the last card from her, she starts crying. So then he takes the Joker instead from her and he loses. So then Anya offers to share the last piece. It was kind of like, it was funny and wholesome, but goddamn, Anya is so manipulative. It's funny to see her cheat and then instantly just like fail, but she gets the W anyway. Also, after eating the macaroon, she gets like kind of smarter, I guess, but she gets like below average grades on all of her exams. So it's rough right now because she doesn't want to like transfer classes on the next semester and be separated from all her friends. So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen. But yeah, Anya's still stupid. This magic food did not help her get any Stellas. Second part's kind of funny. We see Frankie. He's kind of trying to like locate a missing cat to help this girl that's working in this restaurant. And the thing is, he bumps into Yor, who kind of like helps him. This is a very cute interaction because we see Yor just like being impressed by all of Frankie's technology. Frankie has like cat robots to kind of track down this cat, and then he has like this catnip spreader. The thing is, this attracts like all the cats in the city, so they're all kind of like swarming Yor and Frankie, but then they do find like the missing cat. But then as they try to capture him, he runs away. He's about to run into oncoming traffic. That's when Yor just like does her assassin skills, kind of leaps on him, makes him freeze. I love seeing all these Yor scenes. She's like very one-dimensional as a character, but I mean, she's still cute and adorable. But the thing is, Frankie realizes that the cat's owner, she has a husband. So yes, he got cooked, so sad. And yeah, Frankie's love life does not improve at all. Okay, so for Dr. Stone, New World, Part 2, Episode 3. Kind of an interesting episode. Nothing much happened, but we got like some negotiation basically. So it's kind of like focused on Gen trying to like talk down the big spear guy from like murdering their whole squad. So yeah, what happens, basically Kohaku got frozen with Ginro, but they saw like what the kind of green frozen beam is. Have like this big magical circuit. So we see Amaryllis kind of swimming in, trying to warn them, like tell them about like all the information they have. So yeah, they're gathering some more intel, which is nice. But then Maz comes in. So he was following Amaryllis, and he's like the strongest fighter on the island. Kohaku can even like kind of beat him, and then Taiju also gets like kind of thrown by him. Maz also has like the stone axe as his weapon. So yeah, he can literally murder everyone here. That's what they're implying. We also see that Yuzuria got woken up this episode as well. She kind of like was forging more stone statues. But yeah, basically it's up to Gen to kind of like talk down the situation, negotiate with Maz without him kind of like being mad or killing them. So Gen uses a lot of like kind of negotiation tactics. Kind of makes it so Maz like seems to have all the kind of control, but also making it so Maz kind of like talks back, maybe like agrees to a deal that like didn't happen by like kind of baiting him with certain words. So yeah, Gen's kind of doing all his techniques. It's kind of tense though. Again, he's like super trained after all of this because it does succeed. Maz kind of does team up with him, but he's like, all I want is to kind of like kill the leader. So basically they'll work together, but this alliance is very shaky. So Senku kind of gives Maz the kind of Bluetooth earring and gives him a new upgraded axe and has Maz kind of like disguise himself and kind of attack everyone. So yeah, the plan keeps going. Senku, he has to kind of like finish up the drone. We see Yuzuria kind of like fixing up more people, Taiju doing his thing. We gotta get the green beam back. So yeah, a lot of stuff can't happen this anime, but yeah, the pacing is still insane. Alright, so for Tearmoon Empire, episode 4, very cute episode. We see Mia just like succeeding so much. This was the dance episode. She asks one of the princes to go with her. He feels a bit inferior. He's like, I don't deserve you. But Mia still kind of goes with them anyway. She's wearing like this cute white dress. She feels a bit inferior because her old dress got ruined. But like even now, like everyone is just like, she looks like an angel. So she dances. She's kind of guiding the prince because he's like a bit inept. But then Mia's able to carry him because she can dance really well. Also, after that, we see Mia's maid. She bumps into the other girl's maid. We also see Tiona randomly got kidnapped. And then, yeah, her dress got ripped. So Mia's maid actually buys her a new dress and then does her makeup and stuff. And yeah, she gets to go to the dance with the prince. So everything like literally works out perfectly. Mia just does not know how or what, but literally like everything's working out for her in this timeline. She also makes friends with Princess Rafina, who's kind of like the leader of the school. Okay, so for Ragna Crimson episode 5, yes, these dragons are insane. They're fighting, they're killing humans. And Ragna's out there going to the royal capital to kind of like fight them off. So yeah, their main goal right now is Ultimatia. She basically has time powers, the angel dragon, and she's like really nice but also like really evil. So she has no problem killing these humans, but it's just like kind of creepy how nice she is. We see that she frees the electric dragon, who's like the second strongest. So yeah, all that's interesting. We see also in Ragna's past where he failed one time. We see all the dragons literally captured him. Most of them are dead now in this timeline. But yeah, basically they restrained Ragna, and Ultimatia kind of turns him into a dragon, because we see like all these like upper dragons, these superior ones, are humans with their like blood kind of like combined. Also, they tell us a bit about the god of the dragons, who's actually like this little spirit girl who literally has no idea what's happening. She's just like playing in this like dream world, like kind of making stuff with like stone statues, and every time like Ultimatia asks her a question or anything, she gets like the wrong idea. Basically, it's literally like Ymir from Attack on Titan, like goddamn. So after all that happens, we see Ragna go into the capital. He's a bit sick though, because there's a lot of people here. So then him and Crimson kind of split up. Crimson, he's gonna like do some intel. We see Crimson has also a lot more familiars too, so yeah, he's kind of cooking. But yeah, after that we see like they're kind of slowly purging the people in the royal capital, and we see Ultimatia, she's actually walking the city because she wants to see like all the regular citizens what they're up to. So it's a bit creepy because she's literally about to murder them. But basically like Ragna, he gets a little sick, and then Ultimatia bumps into him, and Ragna gets even more sick because he recognizes her instantly. And he's trying not to like go ham and attack her because apparently she's like, Crimson told him don't fight her alone. She's literally like not able to be fucked with, and she's like the strongest dragon. And she has time powers, so if you kill her, she might be able to reverse that. So yeah, Ragna, he bumps into her, he literally can't contain himself, and cliffhanger. I feel so bad for the people in this kingdom, because yeah, a lot of people are dying. But yeah, hopefully Ragna can do things. He probably won't kill all these dragons very quickly, because then yeah, this anime will be over very soon. So they're probably going to take their time. There's definitely going to be some big fights next episode, we just gotta see it. Okay, so for Goblin Slayer Season 2, Episode 4, yes, the goblins are attacking. This is why we're here. This is why the anime is called Goblin Slayer. So yeah, they're kind of like being led by the shaman who coordinates them really well. All the goblins made like these like kind of network of caves, so they're kind of like invading the city. And they're like targeting all the kind of like younger low rank adventurers. They don't want to target the strong people. So everyone's kind of like splitting up doing their thing. We see the priestess, she's actually kind of like she wants to rescue all the kind of weaker adventurers. So she kind of like teams up with everyone, the little red haired mage boy, like the elf girl, and they're kind of like fighting the goblins. We see the priestess, she's doing her holy light. That's her strongest ability, blinding them, and everyone's just attacking. So it's very cool. We see everyone splitting up. There's like strong goblins, but all the kind of high-ranking adventurers hold their own. And yeah, you know, these dudes kill dragons, so goblins should be no trouble. So yeah, there's like some casualties, but we see the mage boy. He's kind of like using his magic in creative ways, so he's able to scream at the goblins, enhance his voice to kind of stun them, make them run away, and basically destroy all the goblins. We see Goblin Slayer and everyone kind of fighting in this underground cave, and they kind of like flood and freeze the cave, so that's cool as well. And then after all this happens, the day is saved. The priestess ranks up. She becomes a silver adventurer, level 3, very good. I love her growth. Like, she's still like kind of like cute, innocent, a bit weak, but I mean, she's been promoted, she's seen a lot of shit, but she has fought a lot of monsters and is a good supporting character. Also, after all that happens, we see the mage boy. He wants to kill dragons now. He doesn't want to be like the Goblin Slayer anymore. So that's good character growth from him. So he becomes a dragon slayer, and he kind of like travels on his own, but then the elf girl kind of joins him because she's also on her own. So yeah, I mean, this is a good pairing. Like, you know, story progresses very well. These characters doing their thing, living in this fantasy world, and hopefully these two kind of novice adventurers don't die, because yeah, they got some death flags. But yeah, this is a D&D campaign. Hopefully they roll some nat 20s, get some good luck, and become stronger together and become dragon slayers. Okay, so for our dating story, episode 4, bro, each episode makes me cringe so badly. I don't know what's up with this romance show, but I mean, it is cute. I'm definitely very jealous that I can't have Runa be my girl. She's just like not a real person at all. But basically, yeah, Ryoto kind of admits that their relationship is public, but then we see that the other girl, Kurose, she was actually the one spreading the rumors because she's jealous of Runa. She's her twin sister. Okay, this was so unnecessary. And then she loves Ryuto, and then she just feels so bad because she loses in everything to her twin sister. She's just like way too positive. That's just the opposite of her personality. And she's losing the man. Bro, this is the most ham-fisted love triangle I've ever seen. It's so bad. But okay, we'll forget about that for the rest of this episode. You know, Runa kind of like cheers up, meets up with Ryuto. You also see that Ryuto wants to kind of get close to her, hold her hand. But yeah, they go on like this kind of picnic date together on the boat, and then they're able to hold hands, and then they do kiss also in this episode. So yeah, they kiss on the boat. They're very cute. You know, the date continues. We see Kurose kind of just like being angry though. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of this storyline at all. Alright, so for Tokyo Revenger Season 3, Episode 4, We see Takemichi gets kidnapped by the dude in the gang. His name is Mucho. And he basically like kills the rats in the gang, anyone that kind of like backstabs them. So he's kind of like intelligence gathering and beating up all the kind of sus people. The problem is he's a traitor. So ironically, he's doing the thing that he's beating other people up for. So yeah, he realizes that the Tenjiku gang is kind of like established. He sees that Izana is the man to follow. So that's why he's trying to like take one of the members of Black Dragon because he has money. So he's trying to like get his finances in. And then he's using Takemichi as like bait to like kind of kill, threaten it. So Takemichi still like, gets punched. Every episode is just getting punched. He's like, I will not stand down. You won't like beat me. But he's literally tied to a chair, my guy. The other guy kind of gives up. He doesn't want to see Takemichi killed. So it was so cheesy. We see Takemichi lives. They kind of like throw him out in like the garbage. But then Takemichi is like, yeah, we'll get him back. No problem. And then he works with the other guy of the Black Dragons because he sees Takemichi's resolve. He makes another friend. This is so cheesy. Takemichi gets beaten up. He really does not accomplish anything on his own. But yeah, the anime does continue. We'll see what's going to happen. And that is it for the animes this week. Thank you for watching. Very solid week. The shows do continue. I'm really excited to like see all the new stories. So I can't wait for more animes. See you next week.